Welcome back, everybody, to the Colorado Rockies franchise on MLB The Show 21. As we settle into this series, I will be experimenting with different types of episodes, and today what we're going to do is get into a game that I let just play out, rather than simulate. From time to time, I want to get some extra games here for some clips, and add more to the series. So here's a game that I wasn't even in the room for most of it. But it's a game I wanted to see action of because I'm very interested in starting pitcher Kyle Freeland, who's a 27-year-old lefty, has a few years of experience, had a pretty solid 2018, but 2019 wasn't great for him, bounced back a little bit in 2020, and hopefully we start to see him really come into his own as a starting pitcher and a part of our future. In the first inning, a couple runners get aboard. Freeland gets a big ground out here to end the inning. And in this matchup, we faced Corbin Martin making his debut for the Diamondbacks. So a chance to see a brand new starting pitcher facing Trevor Story. This one is skied into very shallow right, pretty routine play. A 1-2-3 inning for Martin, and then to lead off the second, Ryan McMahon, who homered 3 times in the 4 games against the Dodgers. He's our hottest hitter to start the season, and that carries into this matchup. A line drive base hit into left center. Next batter, Charlie Blackmon, a drive into right center field. Back it goes into the bullpen, and the Rockies strike first. First home run allowed in the career of Corbin Martin, and the Rockies take a 2-0 lead. On the very next pitch, C.J. Cron, a drive into left center field. This one has some carry. Another one! Back-to-back homers for the Rockies, up 3-0 on the rookie pitcher. I wouldn't recommend having your debut in Coors Field too often. That's probably not going to be good for the confidence. Meanwhile, Freeland started strong, striking out Christian Walker, scoreless through 3 for Freeland. Bottom 3 now, Trevor Story at the plate as this one gets away from Carson Kelly, allowing a runner to move into scoring position. Colorado trying to put even more on the board. And Story strikes out. A big pitch from Martin, blowing away with the fastball, his 3rd strikeout. So 2 on again, Charlie Blackmon at the plate, and this time a drive into left center. This one's deep, not quite out of here as it one-hops the wall. 2 more runs come around. 2 RBIs on the double for Charlie Blackmon, a 5-0 lead, and the Diamondbacks going to their bullpen ahead of schedule. Fantastic start for the offense. They weren't done there. Base hit left field, C.J. Cron all the way to the wall. That's an RBI double, 6-0 Colorado. A very lopsided start to this one, but could Freeland maintain his good start? Second trip through the order, now a drive from Peralta into right center field, splitting the outfielders. That is a 1-out double. Runners at the corners, Eduardo Escobar with 1 down. 2-hopper to Story, gets the out at second, but Escobar beats the throw to first, getting the Diamondbacks their first run on the board. That brings up Carson Kelly, and he's going the other way, slicing into the corner. Escobar to third, and he's waved around. Kelly with an RBI double, 6-2 Rockies. In the 5th inning, same score. Nick Ahmed, the leadoff batter, with a drive into left field, just over the fence, and that is another run across for the Diamondbacks. Arizona starting to find some success against Kyle Freeland. 2 down, and David Peralta with a towering blast into right. Thankfully, the bases are empty on these homers as the Diamondbacks claw back into the game. And there was no doubt about this one off the bat. Very high launch angle from David Peralta into the second deck, 421. Absolutely crushed that ball. I was a bit surprised to see Freeland pitch into the 6th, but the pitch count wasn't an issue. But clearly, the Diamondbacks had figured him out. It was time to get to the bullpen. Freeland gave us 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, only 2 strikeouts. So to the bullpen we go, and Yency Almonte right back to him. Out at second, they turn 2. Big double play, trying to slow down the offense and maintain the lead. We then go to Chris Russin heading into the 8th inning. Still a 2-run ball game, and Peralta continues a great day. A bad read off the hit by Charlie Blackmon. It goes over his head. Peralta's in with a double. That brings up Asdrubal Cabrera. Full count, line the other way, and fair down the line. Easily scoring is Peralta. Another double for the Diamondbacks, putting the tying run potentially a base hit away. And that brings up Carson Kelly, who already doubled in a run earlier in the game. 1-0 from Russin, and a drive again to right. Back goes Charlie Blackmon, and it's over his head again! Arizona ties the game, another extra base hit. Carson Kelly all the way to third. RBI triple. Diamondbacks all the way from 6-0 to tying the game, now with a chance to go and take the lead. Rockies turn to Carlos Estevez to keep the game tied. Towering pop-up, easy play. 2 down. That brings up Josh Rojas off the bench. Grounded, Story at short. Routine play dug out by Crone at first. We remain tied going into the 9th. But the Rockies blew a 6-0 lead. Got all of this damage done early. Could not do anything against this Arizona bullpen. Diamondbacks looking for the lead, but Daniel Bard gets a big strikeout of Christian Walker. With 2 down, Ketel Marte driven into right. Charlie Blackmon again out of reach over his head. That's the last 3 chances that have all gone over his head like that. So here's David Peralta, 3 for 3 on the day. Go ahead run, a base hit from scoring. You gotta be careful, and Daniel Bard just walked him. Bard gotta be careful here. Pitch count getting into the 20s, facing Josh Van Meter, and he hit him in the leg. Bases loaded Arizona. And here's Eduardo Escobar. A 2-2 count from Bard, and a jam fly ball into left center field. It's a routine play, and we're going bottom 9. Still tied at 6. Rockies looking for a walk-off win. Ryan Buchter, the pitcher for the Diamondbacks, and that's a base hit into center from Chris Owings. And he would come out of the game for Garrett Hampson and that elite speed. Of course, the Rockies want to get him into scoring position first. Hampson takes off, throw to second, not in time. A base hit wins the game, but 2 down for Colorado. Josh Fuentes hit, and he's going to first. That means Arizona has to face Trevor Story. And they would turn to Chris Davinsky out of the bullpen, looking for 1 solid out. Story 0 for 4 entering this at-bat as a slider's in at the top of the zone. Second pitch fouled off as Story falls behind 0-2 to Chris Davinsky. And the breaking ball gets him. Strike 3 swinging. And the ball is overthrown into the outfield. Hampson around third. Rockies win it. A walk-off strikeout for Trevor Story. What a finish. On a routine drop third strike, it's the backup catcher. They brought in Dalton Varsho for Carson Kelly. And he overthrew an easy throw to first base. Throw this to first, we go to extra innings, but no! Way over first. Hampson scores easily. I don't think you'll see a finish like this again anytime soon. I didn't watch most of this game live. The idea is that these play when I'm not needing to use my setup here. I came back to watch the 9th inning finish out, and unbelievable. Rockies get the win, but unfortunately the next day lose 9-7, a high-scoring game to the Diamondbacks. We had German Marquez on the mound for this one, giving up 7 runs after his excellent start on opening day against the Dodgers. And the Diamondbacks would take this series 2 out of 3, winning 6-1 in the third matchup. Only 4 hits off of Madison Bumgarner, who turned back the clocks to go 9 innings, a complete game 1-run win, pitching like it was the peak of his career with the Giants, although he only had 1 strikeout in this game. And speaking of the Giants, that's where we're headed next, out to San Francisco, our first road action of the series. And the Rockies having lost a few games in a row, 2-6 entering this game. I really didn't want to see the season spiral out of control this quickly. It's not even 10 games into the year, and we're already in a hole in the NL West. Johnny Cueto on the mound, facing Antonio Senzatella. I really wanted to get a chance to pitch with him in this matchup, and let's get into it. Cueto in the first inning giving up a drive into the right field corner, and that is a fair ball off the bat of Josh Fuentes in at second with a double. Fuentes off to a pretty good start this season, having to fill very big shoes with his cousin, Nolan Arenado, obviously in St. Louis now. A couple batters later, it's Ryan McMahon with a drive into left center field, and that brings Fuentes home. Rockies on the board first. McMahon just keeps delivering. A 1-0 lead for Antonio Senzatella, whose first start went pretty well. 5 innings, gave up a few runs, but overall, not a terrible start. That's drilled to center, a base hit off Senzatella. That off the bat of Mauricio Dubon. Next batter, Donovan Solano, a 1-2 count. And a slow roller to Fuentes, who pulls Ryan McMahon off the bag, and everybody's safe. Could be a routine play, inning ender, 9-pitch first inning, but not quite that easy. That brings up Mike Yastrzemski, and he gets ahead in the count. Senzatella doesn't like the call. 3-1 misses outside, and the bases suddenly loaded with 1 away for Alex Dickerson. A chance to do some damage. He grounds it. Story fumbles it initially. They get 1 at second, and no double play. A run scores. Missing out on 2 double play opportunities here in the first. That brings up Brandon Belt, and that will actually end the inning, but could have been an easy 1-2-3 for Antonio Senzatella. Giants tie the game at 1. Going top 2, Chris Owings getting the start here in this matchup, playing in right field for Charlie Blackmon, getting the off day. And the 1-2 will struck to left field. Owings with a bat flip. He's given the Rockies their lead right back. I'm not counting on too many homers from Chris Owings, but he annihilated that ball. Owings' career high in home runs is 12. But that was a pretty good swing, a perfect one actually. Bottom 2, again pitching with the lead, but Senzatella having a battle here against Buster Posey, and ultimately can't find the zone on the 3-2 fastball. Posey to first, that brings up Brandon Crawford. And the slider is in at the knees for a strike. Senzatella gets ahead, and then misses high with the fastball, trying to get that first strikeout. And instead, lined into left, down for a hit, first 2 aboard here in the second inning. Johnny Cueto bunted them into scoring position, so Tommy La Stella, a chance to do some damage, and that is foul. This is where you'd love to pick up a strikeout. Senzatella doesn't get it, but a line drive to Story doesn't allow anybody to move up. Mauricio Dubon singled in his first trip, and he falls behind 0-2. Senzatella looking to leave the runners on base, but Dubon, base hit right field. 1 run scores, tied again. Donovan Solano, runners at the corners. This is in the shallow right, and it will fall in. Another run comes around. Now the Giants have taken the lead. 2 aboard, 2 down, Mike Yastrzemski, and a drive into right field. Back it goes, and that one is gone. 3-run homer, 6-2 Giants. A 6-run start, and it could have easily been no runs. But the Giants capitalize on some mistakes by the Rockies. They get the big swing there, a great 2-out rally, and they weren't necessarily finished there. Alex Dickerson into right center field, chased by Owings, and that's out of reach. I love the effort, but it's not good enough. Around second, a triple for Alex Dickerson. And that would bring up Brandon Belt, and he would single into center field, 7-2 San Francisco. Rough start here for Senzatella. Did get some bad luck in the first, but ultimately, I think that one thing that really hurt was not being able to pick up a big strikeout when one would have ended the inning. We'll go to the third inning. Story leads off with a base hit, bringing up Ryan McMahon. 1-2 from Cueto, and he swings and misses at the high fastball. A big strikeout, fourth of the day for Johnny Cueto. So that brings up C.J. Cron. On the first pitch, driven out to right center. That one's deep and down for extra bases. Story around third. He scores easily. Another good hit for C.J. Cron. He's off to a solid start as Colorado gets their third run. We go to our bullpen in the third inning, a lot earlier than I was hoping. Could Chichi Gonzalez get us some quick innings? Brandon Crawford over to first. Gonzalez covering, one down. And two batters later, Tommy La Stella in the air to center field. Pretty routine play. And a 7-pitch inning for Chichi Gonzalez. He'd pitch into the fourth. I wanted to see multiple innings from him. And another quick out here from Mauricio Dubon. Looked like he might go 6 up, 6 down. Mike Yastrzemski grounded to Story, diving stop to his feet, firing not in time. Yastrzemski reaches, that brings up Alex Dickerson, and Gonzalez picks up a big strikeout. I wanted to see even more than the 2 innings, but when I went to manage the bullpen in the 5th, it said that he was injured. But there was never any sort of injury that popped up. I think this is some sort of a bug. I already had Almonte warming up. I wanted to warm up somebody else. But for whatever reason, it forced me literally there to sub out Chichi Gonzalez. Wouldn't let me leave that menu. So on to the 5th we go. Fuentes draws a walk, and here is Ryan McMahon. And a drive into right center field. This one's back, and it is caught. Looked pretty good, but Giants get to it. Fuentes still at first. Here is C.J. Cron. And that's golfed into left field. This one has a chance, and it one-hops the wall. Again, C.J. Cron in at second. It's another RBI double. All he's done is deliver these extra base hits. It's his 7th RBI. Garrett Hampson starting in center today. I wanted to see him play there. He might become an everyday center fielder. And that's crushed to left field on a line. Back it goes! Just over the fence, and Hampson brings us back within a run. That one didn't take long to get out of here. That's a launch angle of 16 degrees, exit velocity 109. If you plug those numbers into Baseball Savant, 6% of hits with that exit velocity and that launch angle are home runs. And Hampson gets a big one. Yency Almonte out of the bullpen in the 5th. Brandon Belt, the batter, falling behind 1-2. Almonte with a big strikeout. So much different when you can get some outs that way rather than relying on everything hit in play. Brandon Crawford in the air to right. After how this game began, it was great to see the bullpen come in and just give us some solid zeros and a chance to come back. And the bats delivered. 1-run game. Here's a drive from Jonathan Daza. Deep to center field, but not enough. Had a similar fly ball in the previous episode I know that was caught. Robert Stevenson, third pitcher out of the bullpen, here in the 6th, and off the bench, Wilmer Flores, deep left field, and that gets out. Giants extend their lead. It's now 8-6. Stevenson stayed in the game, 2 down, and a swinging strike on the splitter. 2-2 to Solano, and a big strikeout again going back to the splitter. Let's take this one to the 7th. Rockies down a pair. Josh Fuentes facing Matt Whistler, and this is drilled hard into right field. Another hit for Fuentes. Trevor Story 1 for 3 on the day, and can't connect with the slider. He falls behind 0-2. And then a good slider on the outside corner, and Story did the best he could do with that pitch, but it was a perfectly located pitch, so Story's retired. And then Ryan McMahon swings through a slider left up. He falls behind a Whistler. And then connects on one, driven high and hard to center. And not even having to move is Dubon. Here's CJ Cron, already 2 for 3 on the day, trying to continue his great stretch of play early in the year for the Rockies. That ball is smoked! Deep to center field. Dubon watches it fly into the batter's eye, and CJ Cron ties the game. He's doing this all on a 1-year, $1 million contract, trying to create a new market for his play in the next year. And I'd say he's off to a pretty good start, doing nothing but delivering hard hit, extra base hits, and leading the team in RBIs. The Rockies never gave up after falling behind 7-1. A brand new ball game now, and a base hit to center from Garrett Hampson. The way he's hit the ball, I think he's going to start playing every day for us. And then taking off for second base, of course, singles just become doubles with him. In scoring position, Rockies want the lead. Here's Chris Owings, and he strikes out on the Heat. Tied at 8, we go bottom 7. We had to get multiple innings from pitchers we usually rely on for just one. Robert Stevenson gives up a sharp single to begin the 7th. Then Dickerson, first pitch line to left, 2 aboard in a hurry as the Giants look to retake the lead. Chris Russin comes in, and Brandon Belt, more like Brandon Bunt. A pretty good one there, and I'm not talking about the pun. Rockies would intentionally walk Buster Posey, bringing up Brandon Crawford with the bases loaded, and Russin trying to settle down and find the strike zone. And a 4-pitch walk would put the Giants back on top. In this sequence, he perfectly outlined the strike zone. Any one of these pitches could have been a strike, but none of them were. A very frustrating at-bat. And the Giants trying to increase their lead. Austin Slater off the bench, jammed into right, hit fairly deep, and the throw is up the line anyway, so an easy score. Giants go up 10-8. Earlier, the Rockies really let the second inning get away from them, trying to limit the damage any further in the 7th. This one's in the dirt, and it gets away from the catcher, and that puts 2 in scoring position. Full count to La Stella. Down the line, played by Fuentes, throwing from deep third base, not in time. A little hesitation there before getting the ball out, and that probably cost him. 3 runs for the Giants as they turn the lead over to Jake McGee in the 8th. We haven't talked much about Raimel Tapia today. That one is not called a strike. He gets ahead in the count, 3-1. There we go. We didn't get any of those called strikes in the previous innings, so at least we're consistent here with the calls. Tapia to first base, but 2 down for Josh Fuentes. 2 for 3 entering this at-bat. Way inside, Fuentes gets ahead 2-1. Fuentes turns on it, deep to left field. This one's got carry. It is gone. Josh Fuentes continues his great start to the year with a 2-run, 2-out homer, and the Rockies now only trail by a single run. 21 combined runs to this point, as Story falls behind, looking to tie this game. Chasing the slider, a strikeout will take us to the bottom of the 8th inning. Chris Russin out, and Ben Bowden comes in. This one's chopped over to third, and Fuentes once again with a bad throw to second. Second error of that type today. These errors really hurt. These could have been double plays. 2 on, Brandon Belt. Not going to bunt this time. He's ahead of the slider. 1-2 from Ben Bowden, the rookie. grounded to first, got the tag, Bowden covering, double play! What a heads-up play at first base. Another fantastic job by C.J. Cron as we're going to the ninth. Tyler Rogers out of the bullpen looking to slam the door and get the save. Ryan McMahon way ahead of it. The fastball's only in the low 80s. 2-2. Got him to chase. Big strikeout for Tyler Rogers. And that brings up C.J. Cron. A 3-for-4 day. How do you pitch to him when he's hitting this well? By not attacking the strike zone. Rogers trying to clip the corners and not finding them. Walking C.J. Cron. Garrett Hampson 2 for 3 on the day. 0-2. This is jammed in the shallow right, and it is not caught. Another hit for Hampson, now 2 aboard, and Sam Hilliard off the bench to pinch run for C.J. Cron. That brings up Chris Owings, 1 for 4 with a big homer earlier in the game. But behind him the count 1-2. Grounded past third base into left field. Hilliard rounds third. He scores easily. Rockies tie the game and blow the save of Tyler Rogers. Owings coming through. And now the Rockies trying to take the lead. Elias Diaz, the catcher, 2-2, grounded to third. Thrown to second on target, they turn 2. We're headed bottom 9. And that means we're going back to the bullpen. Michael Givens in to pitch in the ninth. Weak chopper over to Fuentes. This throw is on target to get the out. And 2 down. Giants leave in pitcher Logan Webb. And that is not going to get the job done. So we have extra innings after we probably should have in the first game of the episode. We were out of bench players at this point. So Michael Givens just trying to bunt over the runner at second, and he gets drilled, having to come out of the game. He hurt his elbow. And we had to pinch run Daniel Bard. We didn't have any more position players. So Bard couldn't warm up any longer. He's got to be on first base. They won't let him throw any warm-up pitches from there. Raimel Tapia, line drive left center. That'll give the Rockies a run. Of course, with the extra inning rule, at least 1 run has to be the expectation. And you know that the Giants are going to have their extra inning runner as well, so you want to get 2. And this fly ball is probably not one you want to test. And the throw was on target. Trevor Story looking for a big hit in the 10th. Jammed into right field. This is out of reach, but you couldn't guess that it would land with certainty, so nobody advanced to get the force at second. Really unlucky. But that brings up Ryan McMahon, 2 on. After Story took second, 3-1. They don't challenge McMahon. And now this would have been C.J. Cron's opportunity. He came out of the game for Hilliard so we could get the game tied. So Matt Adams, the backup first baseman now, with a bases loaded at-bat in the 10th. Second at-bat of the entire season. Battling with Logan Webb, 1-2. A high drive into right field. Back it goes! Matt Adams, grand slam! Rockies open it up, 16-11. What a swing from Matt Adams. Just his second at-bat of the entire season, filling in for one of our hottest hitters and doing an excellent job in his place. Pitch left up, that was a high fastball, and Adams just turned on it. That one had a 39-degree launch angle compared to the 16 we saw earlier from Garrett Hampson. That gives us a 5-run advantage going into the bottom of the 10th. Off of Bard, and then Fuentes not able to make a play on it. It's not his best day in the field. 1 down, and a grounder to second. 4-6-3 ball game. Rockies win. 16-12 is your final. This was a very fun game. A lot more offense than you expect, especially in this ballpark. According to the StatCast data, it's basically the worst home run park in the majors, and we just treated it like it was Coors Field. We got offense from just about everybody in this game. Most of our starters, players coming off the bench. That is a true team effort, especially after allowing 7 runs in the first 2 innings. We used almost our entire bullpen and our entire bench to get this victory. 16-12 is your final. Garrett Hampson, Josh Fuentes, CJ Crone, all phenomenal today. And the big grand slam from Matt Adams. Now, Fuentes' defense today was really bad with those errors that should have been double plays. I don't know if we just got unlucky here. I have, obviously, auto fielding on now. And the no throwing meter, so it's all based off ratings here, just like I want my series to be. And so, yeah, sometimes you'll have, variants swing that way where a player will commit 2 similar errors in one game. I just wonder if I did anything wrong, because that was pretty, I think, unique for an outcome to miss 2 like that. But this was my first game trying out the auto fielding, and I saw everybody talking about how you'd get better animation quality and different animations, and I already saw that in this game. There were a lot of really good looking defensive plays, and as long as I have, the strategic control of the game, letting outcomes be decided by the players is what I'm all about in Franchise. That's why I don't have the PCI on. That's why I'm taking these meters off of pitching and throwing. So the players are the star of the show, and I'm handling mostly strategy stuff. I hope you enjoyed the episode today. 2 phenomenal games to work with here. And I like being able to let the game just kind of record some CPU games, so it's not all just simmed box scores I'm showing you. I want to be able to get clips from other games, and it won't take up as much time if the CPU is playing them while I'm working on other stuff. But it was a lot of fun coming back to my setup and seeing that game in the 9th inning, and then watching it play out, and knowing I had that to work with for the episode. It's like, thanks. This is incredible. I hope you've enjoyed the start to this Colorado Rockies franchise. I've had an awesome time with all the games already. Can't wait to get more on the channel soon. Please leave a like if you enjoyed today's video, and subscribe for more of the Rockies franchise, and leave your feedback down below. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you again soon.